Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Okay, let's talk about why men will ghost you. You know, we get in relationships with these fellas, and we think that everything is going well, and all of a sudden, he pulls back. You don't hear from him for a while, and you're wondering, like, what's going on? Well, first of all, ladies, I want you to know that men play a lot of games. A lot of games. And a lot of this is to control and to manipulate you. You see, men feel like they should be in charge of the relationship. You know, they should be in charge. They are going to decide how the relationship goes. You see? Now, if you have not had sex with him yet, you still have power. If you have not had sex with him yet, you still have power in the relationship. Because remember, that's what he wants. That's what he wants from you. So now, he probably won't ghost you until he gets it. You see? Because he'll chase it until he gets it. You see? Now let's say that you see somebody that you like, and he doesn't respond to you in the way that you would expect. Well, he's probably not interested. He's probably not interested. But unfortunately, when this happens, some of us women will position ourselves so that every time the man turns around, he sees us. So we're in his mind, you see, because we feel like we want him. We want his attention, but he doesn't seem like he's interested. So some women will just be there. Every time the man turns around, there she is. That's a bad idea, because actually you're chasing the man. You are chasing the man, which means that he has the power over you. He has the power over you. Now, for instance, if he just ignores you and you continue to try to get his attention, then you are really exhausting yourself. If he's not interested, let it go. He's not interested. You see? Now, suppose that he goes out with you. He goes out with you. You really like this man, and you want to please him because you want him to come back. So now he's seducing you. He's trying to see if he can get in. So he's all over you, kissing you and hugging you and all this kind of stuff. Now, if he gets an opportunity to sleep with you, and then he pulls away, then now you know that's all he wanted. That's all he wanted from you. And that's why he pulled away, because number one, you see, remember this, that men will sleep with you, but it doesn't mean that they want to be with you. You see, it just doesn't mean that to a man. Now, it means that to a woman, you see, when you sleep with a man, it pretty much means that you would like to be with him, you see. And that's where women get tripped up, because the man doesn't necessarily feel like that. If a man is not initiating contacting you, he's not interested. If you got to be the one to be calling him up, how you doing, what you doing, you want to come over, things like that, he's not really interested in you. A man will chase what he wants. He will chase it. It's in his DNA to chase and to hunt what he wants. So if he is not chasing you, he's not really interested. Now, men are different. Some men are just shy, but even shy men will let you know if they're interested in you. But women, don't be desperate. There are some women out here who would do any and everything to get a man's attention. I discourage you from doing that, because the man does not value you as much when you do that. Your value in his eyes has gone down because, he views you as not really being worth it. You see? But let me tell you, if you work on yourself, build yourself up, work on your goals, have a purpose, work on your purpose, always be busy doing something for yourself, then this is intriguing for a man. You see, he wants to know, well, what are you doing? What are you up to? What you got going? Women, concentrate on being your best self. Being your best self. And start building things for yourself. Don't worry about him so much. Don't worry about it. When you do that, when you're not worried about him, guess what? He's going to be worried about you. He's going to look back and wonder why you're not chasing him. Why you're not paying attention to him. Why are you so busy all the time? You see? It looks like you don't have much time for him. This is how you get a guy to be interested in you, not running after him. Not running after him. Be your best self. Be your best self, and the men will chase you. You understand? Now let's look at it. Let's look at it. Who do women like to run after? Successful men. Successful men. You see? Now, men, they see successful women. Successful men see successful women. You see? And they are intrigued by that because successful women know how to handle their business. And they are not spending their time worrying about a man. Successful women spend their time working on their passion, on their purpose in life, working on building something, building their own empires. You see? Successful women have a different mindset. Now, there may come a time in the life of a successful woman that she may want a partner, but wanting is not needing, which is different, which means that she's not going to run after him. And you shouldn't either. No matter where you find yourself on the scale of success or not, you should never run after a man. You still a prize. You are still a treasure. You see? Now, you may not attract the man that you want, but there are plenty of men who are attracted to you. And if you're working on yourself, remember that sometimes the one that you want is not the best one for you anyway. So it could be a blessing that you don't get the one you want. That the one that you feel like you may want is not really into you. You see, that could be a blessing. And you should look at it like that. Everything is not for you. You want happiness. That's basically what you want in your life. Happiness. And don't waste your life wondering about whether the man is coming back, if he's interested, or what he is doing. That's a waste. Now some men are intimidated by women who are very confident. I'm not going to say too confident. I don't know if you can be too confident. But women who are very confident, have high self-esteem, know who they are, know their worth, and know their value. Some men are intimidated by that. Well, you don't want them anyway. You don't want to be with anybody, any man, who feels intimidated by your success. And when I say success, I mean success there are many levels of success. It's not that you making $100,000 a year or whatever. That I'm not gauging success by how much money you make. I'm gauging success by how stable your life is. How stable you are. Some men are intimidated by that because they're not stable. They're not stable. But stable women need to be careful because there are men who will come in to take advantage of that, and they are not into you. They're into what you have. You see, women, we have to be savvy about what's going on with these men. What's going on with these men? Remember, they're always coming to control. When they come to you in their minds, because they're men, they feel like they need to be in control of the relationship or situationship or whatever's going to happen. They want to be in control of it. And that's why they want to tie you down as soon as possible and have sex as soon as possible. You see? Because that breaks down a barrier, a boundary. That breaks down a boundary. And they have sex. Now you kind of bonded to him. And he can kind of manipulate you easier once he's had sex with you. You see? And then when he disappears, you haven't heard from him weeks and weeks after you had sex with him. Now your mind is racing. Oh, what? What happened? He doesn't like me? What happened? 9 times out of 10, he wasn't really into you in the first place. And number 2 is, if you had taken your time to get to know more about him and give him the opportunity to know more about you, this situation maybe it could have had a chance. Maybe. But a lot of women just blow it because they have sex too soon. They have sex too soon. And even relationships that last past having sex too soon is still not on the perfect foundation, because the man feels, you understand, he feels some sort of way about you giving in to him so soon. He didn't have to put any time or effort or thought really into it. You just gave it to him. You just gave it to him. And to him, it looked like that you were kind of needy. You were kind of needy. You see? Now, after he's had sex with you, all these things are going through his head. Because, see, the sex did not emotionally tie him or bond him to you. The sex did not emotionally bond him to you. So he's got time to think about it, it was good or not good or whatever. Because that's what he's judging you on now, on the sex, because he doesn't know you. There's nothing else that he can judge you on but how good the sex was. Now, if the sex was really good and he's into you somewhat, he'll come back for more. But now your situationship is like on the sex train. It's about sex now. And for you, now you're wanting to get that emotional connection. And it is very difficult after you've already had sex with him. It's very difficult to get on the emotional connection because the man is already kind of shut down in his brain because he's got what he basically wanted. You understand? You understand? The longer that you can hold off, the more emotionally connected the man can bond to you. Then, when you finally have sex with him, you see, your relationship at least has some kind of footing that's not just based in sex. Not just based in sex. You see? And that's why men ghost women, because they're not emotionally connected to the woman at all. 9 times out of 10, he was just with you for a good time. And every time he comes to see you, it's just for a good time. And that's why he goes away. You don't hear from him for a couple of weeks. He's probably having a good time with somebody else or whatever. But he's not that into you. He's not that into you. You just for sex. Just for the good time. You understand? That's why men ghost. That's why they ghost. They just kind of keep you on standby. Keep you on standby, and you thinking that you got something, and you don't have anything. You really don't have anything. Ladies, I hope that you understand this. Understand this. Men do this all the time. And women are left in confusion all the time. only because you are giving him sex too soon. And listen, if you don't give him sex and he leaves you, he doesn't have anything to do with you, that's a good thing, because he was only there for sex in the first place. I've had men tell me, look, if you don't give me sex, I'm not going to see you again. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Look at it like that. Let them go on their way, because you don't need a person to come and use and abuse your body, for nothing and just leave you. You don't need that. You need to stop that. If that's happening to you, you need to stop it and shut it down right now. Stop sleeping with these people. I know I preach this a lot to you, but I find it to be very important, because it can make or break your relationship or whatever. Now, I know there are women out there, you just want to have sex and you want to have it with a man. Well, okay, if that's your life and that's what you want, just be careful, as much as you can. On the spiritual end, you're kind of destroying yourself, but you have free will to do as you will, you see. But in the meantime, just know, keep your eyes open. Don't get sucked in, Everybody that you love may not love you. Remember that. But then there are going to be people that love you that you may not love. You see, it just goes around and around and around. You see? But, ladies, protect yourself. And I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy and not allow these men to just shake you around like a rag doll. Just do what they want. Because, listen to me. After you have sex with them, they got you. They got you. Because think about it. If they don't come back to you, now you miserable. Because you've given away your treasure for somebody you don't even know. He didn't even care about it. You understand? You don't want to do that. You only want to give your treasure to people who are worthy. He's got to prove that he is worthy of you before you submit to him. All right, ladies, I'm going to end it here. And I'm going to say thank you all for supporting this channel. And I know they're always talking to the women. This channel is basically empowering women. And I know that men are here. I welcome you here. And I appreciate your comments. You let me know how you feel about these messages. So I welcome everyone. And the new subscribers, welcome to you. Welcome to you. And I hope that you're understanding these messages. I really appreciate all of you. And I appreciate your comments. Just keep them coming. I read them every day. And I respond to those that I'm able. So thank you again for supporting this channel. And I hope to see you next time.